Well, going back to our top story, the Finance Minister, Gigaba, wants to make the PIC or full list of the Public Investment Corporation's beneficiaries and investment public. Well, joining us now on the phone line is Treasury spokesperson Shwete. A very good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for joining us here on ANN7. Now, why was this decision made by the Finance Minister?
Well, the Minister was responding to some of the concerns that have been raised by various stakeholders around PIC. The Minister felt it would be important for us to have some transparency at PIC and also communicate that everything that is done at PIC is done in the best interest of pension holders. Minister felt that this was an opportune time for us to look into a number of issues around concerns around PIC that were raised by people, including issues of irregularity. Another statement the Minister was making here was he is considering the request that came from certain unions for there to be union representation at board level. So the Minister is going to consider that and meet with boards, with unions to discuss their involvement at board level. I think this is a very important step the Minister is taking to make sure that PIC does not function in an opaque manner, but it functions in a rather transparent and in a manner that shows people that every decision that's taken at PIC is in the best interest of pension holders.
Now, you have said that some of those concerns include irregularities. Do you have some of the other concerns maybe that you can go into more details with us?
Well, the concern is irregularity. That is the main concern. Minister has requested the board to give feedback on whether an independent person, independent forensic investigator can allay some of these fears that people have around some of these irregularities at PIC.
And do we know when this forensic probe will be launched?
Well, remember what the Minister is asking is for the board to consider his request. It's important to note that PIC has its own board, and that board is going to consider the request of one, whether or not there should be a forensic investigation, and two, whether or not they should publish and make public all of the investment decisions that they make into companies and also the directors of those companies. That's something that they have been given time to consider. What's in the Minister's court, so to say, is the issue of who is on the board. So the Minister is going to have engagements with unions about that, and he will give a way forward once he's had his engagements with unions.
Now, this decision also comes to build trust in the PIC. Why is it so important for the PIC to be trusted by the public?
I mean, it goes without saying that the PIC is holding people's pensions. So if you're an individual that has a great deal of your investments held up in the PIC and you are looking forward to one day when you retire, you'll have money to have a livelihood, you need to be given confidence that all of the decisions taken by this institution are in your best interest and not in the interest of powerful people or connected people, and that every decision that is taken returns to you some return of investment, but also contributes to a developing South Africa that you are going to retire in. So I think it's important for PIC to have that integrity. It's important for PIC to have that level of transparency. And perhaps the issues that are being raised by unions of representation of their members at board level is an important consideration the Minister is willing to undertake so that they are also represented in some of the decisions that PIC takes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the phone line. That was Treasury spokesperson Shwete, just giving us some more information on that decision made by the Finance Minister.